All right, guys, we'll start in a minute. All right, let's get started. So, welcome to the live session Wednesday, June 18th. We have a short week this week. Tomorrow's off, and then we have Friday. All right. So, what has been going on since the last time we talked? Well, pretty much nothing, right? For the past 2 weeks, we've been stuck in this sideways action here. Okay, we've been stuck in this sideways action for the past 2 weeks, literally 2 weeks. Okay, we've been holding that 5995. We lost it here and then got it above it and jumped here, and now we're back in that middle area. That 640 area is right in smack in the middle. Okay, so now what is the deal? Well, initially we said what? Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and then our wave 5 here. Okay, we caught that. We hit that wave 5 on, was it Friday? Was it Wednesday? Or Monday? Monday. We dropped Friday, then hit it on Monday. Right, we finally hit that area, that target 6100 area. And the RSI has been steadily declining. We've been making that bearish divergence there. Okay, bearish divergence on there. We hit the target area here, and we've been just going sideways. Okay, but we could see that the market's relatively weak. Okay, so it's relatively weak. The RSI's dwindling down. That's what we like to see on a wave 5. We had that big push up here, and then we're kind of dwindling here, kind of going sideways. The market's gonna have a big move soon. I know it's been like pulling teeth. The market has been doing nothing. It's been going sideways, chopping around, eating all premiums, killing all options. It sucks. It sucks when the market doesn't move. I get it. But the market's going to have a really big move soon. Now, is that move going to be up or down? Well, considering the relatively weakened RSI, showing a bear flag. I mean, not showing a bear flag, showing the bearish divergence. We hit our target area of the wave 5 so far. But this market could have some news, whatever. It could pop up. It could still pop up. It's still here. We could still form a bearish divergence and popping up. Okay. So this is what we're targeting. The market's gonna have a big move, up or down. I fancy it down because of where it is, how it's been acting, and the targets that we hit. But again, I'm gonna keep it open because we could still pop up. Okay, so these are the targets that we could hit. If we get this is the zone of no man's zone. This is no man's zone. So below 640 and above 5995, that's no man's zone. That's just consolidation still. Okay, so that's here. Okay, that's here. This is all that consolidation. We're holding that level. We can't get through that level. We get through that level, then we fall back down into this level. So this is at level 640 and 5995. Okay, we can't get past it. We can't get past it. We can't get past it. We get past it, and then the next day we fall back in it. Okay, so this is no man's land. This is complete chop zone right here. Okay, so we're holding that 5995. Okay, we can't get past that 640. Okay, we try and try again. We cannot get past it. Okay, so I believe that we're gonna fall back down. Okay, that's why I got long puts on there. That's why we got those 585 puts. That way we have the QQQ puts. That's why I don't have too many long spike calls. I don't think I have any actually long spike calls that I have. But I think we drop. Okay, but just for purposes of looking at the chart and telling us where our levels are up and down, I can tell you that if we do pop up, our high target will be that 62.21. Okay, our mid target is going to be that 61.66. Okay, and again, our low target is going to be that 6100. Okay, those are going to be our three targets: 6100, 61.66, and 62.21. All right. If we get past that 640 and we get to that 6100. Now, if we lose that 5995 and that 576, which is that 20 SMA, I believe we're gonna go all the way back down to 5900 and 5869. Okay, 5869 is where I'm targeting. 5869 is where I'm targeting, and this purple line, of course, which is going to be the 200 SMA. So I believe that this is the area that we're targeting here for the downside. All right, for that wave A down. Okay, so right there, this area here, bounce on the 200 SMA area, or that 5869 area, bounce back up maybe to either 5900 or 5950, and then set up to drop it back down again to gap fill here at 57 or 5700. Okay, so that's that gap fill area here, 5694, so 5700, and then from there we could set up to go back up. But that's what I think is going to happen on the downside. Okay, so right here we're just going sideways. This wave 3 happened greatly. Okay, the wave 4 happened great, and then this wave 5 was kind of a dud. It broke out, consolidated, and then popped up, and now consolidating again. So not the greatest action there. But we did get our complete waves. Okay. So again, above 640, we could go to 6100 and more. Okay, don't get me wrong. Below 5995 and most likely below 59.76, we go here between 58.33 and 58.69. All right, and then we bounce from there, and then we get somewhere between 5900 and 5950, and then we drop back down to 5700. All right. So that's the cases. That's the cases that I have. We have a bearish divergence on the daily. We have a bearish divergence on the 4-hour. We're relatively just getting weaker and weaker on that 4-hour. Okay. Ever since that wave 3, we've just been building that bearish divergence. Okay, on that wave 4 and the wave 5. Coming into our price action for our wave 4 hours. Okay. We lost that uptrend. Okay, and now we're here setting up some kind of downtrend here. Okay. So as long as we don't get back above that 640, which is right here, we should be steadily coming down. Okay, coming back down to test that 59.95, and then we maybe possibly bounce there one more time, and then next week we drop. So possibly we hit that. If we break down this, then great. We're gonna come back down to 59.27, 5900, and more. Okay. So that's what it's looking like on ES. I know it's been horrible. The price action. We've been in this sideways channel here, up and down, not really giving us much direction. We've been steadily staying in here, and we're back inside here right now. So we're still in the chop area. Okay, we're still in the chop area, but we will get out of it soon. If it's not Friday, it will be next week where we get out of that chop area. And when we do get out, we're going to have a very, very flowing system. Whether that's flowing up or down, I fancy that it's going to be down, but either way, it's going to roll. It's going to roll. We're not going to chop forever. Okay. Okay, hourly. Okay, same thing. We came back down. Try to hold that 640. Couldn't hold it. And heading down. Heading down below that 640 into that 6,000 area. We see RSI below 50. Weak. Squeeze on it. Showing weakness. Breaking the low here. Showing weakness. It's just a weak market. Ever since it hit this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Monday finally hit that target area. And now we're steadily coming down. All right. So with that, let's go to SPY. So essentially, this is my buy zone area. Okay. So we'll leave that somewhere over here. It's around 5,700 area on ES. Let me see here. It's gonna be. It's gonna be actually. Let me see. How come I can't move this? Okay. It's gonna be between 5,600 and 57. Because obviously we could always get overreaction. So generally in this area, it's going to be somewhere in that area. It's going to be the buy area. So we're going to possibly come here, bounce, and then come here. Okay? All right. Let's go to SPY. All right, so SPY, same kind of thing here. We didn't get to the wave 5 there. We only went to 605. 605 was the high. Here 604 was the high. Okay. So on Monday, ES got higher than SPY did. Okay, didn't quite get the same. All right. Building that bearish divergence still. Building that bearish divergence there. RSI continues to get weaker. Okay, SPY, same kind of thing though. We've been chopping around in this area. Between 597 and 603. We've just been chopping around in that area. So with SPY, we want to break 595. Okay. And then we'll be coming down here to 587, 585 area. Okay. And then from there, we could bounce to maybe 590, 591. Reject there. And then head down to that 568 level. Okay. So this area right here at 566, 556 area, 557. That's going to be the gap fill. It's 567. So this is going to be the area where I'm going to be looking at getting long again if we break down, which I believe it's going that way. But again, if we pop up, we have targets here at 606, 613. Okay, if that does happen, we got those are our targets upside. If it breaks down, targets downside, 585 area. Okay, bounce from there, 591 area, then to 567 area. Okay. So the big move is coming. Again, either it comes Friday or it comes next week. All right. Comes Friday or it comes next week. Okay, we see 4 hour. We got a huge squeeze on there. Okay, weaken RSI the whole way down. Okay, whole way since here. RSI has been weakening. Okay, RSI is underneath 50. Underneath 50 and can't get back above. Okay, that's a good sign of weakness. Consolidating sideways here. We lose that 595, we should start dumping. All right. Okay, hourly. Hourly here, looking like a head and shoulders. For real. So right here, one shoulder. We got the head. Got another shoulder here. So that is telling us, hey, we would break down below 590. Okay, not the best. Okay, if you're long calls here, it's not looking like the best setup. But again, any kind of news could change that. But we are favoring downside. Favoring downside in the markets. All right. NASDAQ. NASDAQ, we had the rising wedge. Okay. We hit the target, our wave 5 target here. We hit that on Friday, actually, right? No, wait, Monday too. Monday we hit that. First we jumped out, and then we came back in, hit that, and then we came back below it, and we're going sideways here. Same area as the sideways consolidation zone that we have been dealing with ES as well. Sideways here. All right. RSI, we could see that divergence here as well. Steadily trickling down while we're steadily trickling up. And we're in a rising wedge. So a rising wedge typically is rallying higher while the RSI is going lower, because essentially it's going to fall back down. So as of right now, we're still in that chop area. We're still in the chop area. If somehow, some way we break out, these are still our targets here. $22.2, $22.3, $22.4. Okay. Those are still our targets there if we break out. Now, of course, if we break down, we're going to be breaking down to 21.2. Possibly bounce there. 21.5. And then set up to break it down. I'm not sure this one will get all the way down to 20.3, but I think 20.7 would happen right at those moving averages. I think this one hit the moving averages and hold more than SPY. I think SPY's only break through the moving averages, because of course this is stronger. But again, rising wedges typically fall to where they started, and they started right here at that 20 and 700, and that's where we're targeting, that 2700, the 20,700. So that's where I would be looking to buy, right in this zone right here. Right in this zone. Break, it hits this area. Again, this is strong, so it might just tap it and go. If it doesn't, it's in this area. Okay, and then I think it recovers up. Okay. QQQ. Okay, again, QQQ hit our target area. Okay, dropped, came back up, got close to it again, and kind of just been going sideways here, chopping around. Okay, this loses this. I think we go with that 518. Okay, bounce up a little bit, and then we drop back down, and this one goes to 510. I think that could go to 510. Maybe a little lower to 508. But I think in this general area right here, this 508 level to 505, that's where I would be considered buying again. Okay. Maybe it does hit maybe it hits 500 and then comes back up, but I think I would be starting to look at this general area if we drop. Again, I need to see how hard we drop and where we drop to, before I be, considering all of the target areas to buy. But I'm just suggesting these are the areas I'd be looking at. We'll see how far, if it drops at all, and if it does, how far it drops and how it's looking and where it bounces and where it's setting up for the next drop. Okay. So that's what I'll be looking at. That's what I'll be looking for. We lose that 525. That's gonna be a trigger. It's gonna start heading lower to 518, 515, and then bounce it up to maybe 520, maybe 522, and then drop it back down to 510, 508, 505 area. All right. Okay. IWM. Okay, IWM had that inverse head and shoulders breakout, hit that 200 SMA, came back in. Okay, we're right at the breakout. It's probably not going to hold. If it falls back inside, it's going to come back to 202, 200 area. DIA, same concept. We had that inverse head and shoulders. We try to break out, failed. Okay, came back in. Now we're in our moving averages. It falls down. It's going to go to 415. Okay, and then probably chop around in this area. So not looking the best across the market, right? It's not looking the best across the market. We had the potential breakouts. They failed. It happens. Market's been chopped. It's tired. We had a nice run. It's tired now. It wants to come back, get some more buyers, set up, and then take off again. All right. So let's see here. All right. Let's see. What are we doing to look at first? Okay. We'll see Oscar. Okay. Didn't we trade that earlier in the year? I believe so. Okay. All right, Oscar, looks like it had some news today. Okay. What kind of news did it have? Okay. Let's see. Okay, it doesn't say. It just said it gained. Okay. All right. Well, doesn't look like earnings, so something must have come out. Oscar Health. All right, broke out 1842. That's a big breakout. So as long as it stays above 1842, then it could be on its way to 20, 22. Had good volume on the breakout, but it needs to hold above this 1842. Holds above that, we go here and here. All right. Okay. MRK. Okay, MRK. Looks like it's been in a steady downtrend. Okay, it broke above the 20, came back above it, broke above the 20 and the 50, got rejected at the upper end of the downward channel. It's holding 77.35. RSI is above 50. But it's still wishy-washy. It's still wishy-washy. Still wishy-washy. If it could hold above the moving averages, the 20 and the 50, it could set up this bull flag here and then break out and then head here to 85. But again, it needs to get above that 90 area. And then it really needs to get above this 95 area. It needs to get above that 95 area, really. And then it's really on an uptrend. Right here, it looks like it has potential, but it's not there yet. So we have stochastics already dropping. We have RSI barely holding on. Momentum losing. This thing needs to put in some work, break that downtrend, and then break that, and then start making its move up. And then it will show really good promise there. Right now, it's still iffy. Very iffy. Okay. APP. AppLovin Flow. Okay. All right, this one dropped out of its bullish channel. Couldn't hang over that 417. Okay, lost that. Okay, it looks like it's let's see here. Looks like it's broke the low. Broke the low. RSI is below 50. Okay. It needs to bounce here. But even if it bounces here, it's not out of the trouble that it's in, because even if it bounces here, you could make a head and shoulders pattern here and get rejected at that 20 SMA and then come down and drop off. Okay, especially the RSI is extremely low, below 50. It's not showing any strength at all, and the volume is low. Volume is low, but it's not showing any kind of strength. We gapped down, sold off. Okay, so you could get a bounce here, but I still don't think it's a good opportunity. This doesn't look like a good opportunity yet. Okay. It looks like it wants to come back down to 307. Gap fill. So even if this bounces, okay, it could set up a head and shoulders and then drop down to that 307 area. Gap fill, and then from there we'll reassess. But it doesn't look like a long opportunity here. All right, Google. Okay, Google. Okay, hit all our targets on the upside for now. And it's consolidating. It's consolidating sideways. But it's not good if it loses that 20 SMA at 172.50. That's not going to be good. It is good that that 20 SMA is passing over the 100 SMA and the 200 SMA. That's good. Showing that it's developing a new uptrend. But this could easily be the channel. And with that being said, we could still come down to this lower end of 170, or we could just chop sideways until it makes room. So I don't think this is going to be ready for another few weeks, maybe 2 to 3 weeks. It won't go higher. So you either buy the time and sit there and wait, or you just sit on your hands and wait, and then get in this in like 2 weeks. Like 2 to 3 weeks, and then jump in for a couple weeks out, and then I think it could move past that 180 area and take off. But this looks like it could drop down to 168, 169 area, and if that happens, I would be a buyer, but I'd be cautious still on the time. This one needs time. It's not ready. It's not ready yet. Especially if the markets are gonna pull it back. I would be cautious on that. All right. AMD. Okay, AMD broke out from a falling wedge. It's above its 200 SMA. That's great. That's great. It broke out above its 200 SMA on a very good volume, and it's holding a bull flag on the daily. This is a bull flag. Okay. This is a bull flag. As long as we hold above 124 area, I prefer 125, but 124 area is fine. As long as it holds above there, this is a nice bull flag, and it will send it to 136 and 140. Okay, so for the time being, it looks fine. Okay, little choppiness here, but it's holding above where it needs to hold. On the 4 hour, at least, it's holding great, holding above that 525. Okay. Okay, we had a little bearish divergence on that hourly yesterday. Bearish divergence there where we hit that 130. And then, yeah, it's holding here where it needs a hold. So we'll see if this one turns it around and see how the market is going to affect this one. Because, you know, all we need is some news. You know, market could do whatever it wants. If a stock has news or is experiencing some kind of increase in value, it could go. It could easily go. All right. Okay. Okay. Okay, Oxy, nice rally, and it's in a bull flag right now. So it's rallied up. It's in a bull flag right here. So it's flagging right here, holding 45.32. That's a good level that it needs to hold. It's holding that. As long as it keeps holding that, this still can go. And the target would be 47. and then above 48. This bull flag is targeting 49 overall, but we need this to fire up above 46.81, and then we get 47, 48. But the main target is 49. Okay. Okay, just consolidating right now, holding this level. Okay, we had that dump. All right, but just like we had this dump, we could easily come right back up. So this could easily come right back up. You know, oil stocks are finicky. They'll dump and then they'll be right back. That's what they do. Like they pop up, dump, and then rally up. Dump, 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 pop, dump, pop, dump, pop. Could be pop and then run. All right. All right, Netflix. All right, Netflix. You can see the bearish divergence hard on Netflix. On this whole run up here, got a bearish divergence here. Okay, it's been holding the 20 SMA, but it's been forming a bear flag. It's been rejecting every push up. So if this finally loses that 20 SMA, we should be coming down to this low here at 1180, and if we break that low, we break that low, we break this low, we go 1163 and 1140. Okay, we need to break that 20 SMA. This is a bear flag. Okay, we got that A, B, and then C. Okay, we need that C still. That's that wave 5. This is that A. This is the B. Now we need that C. That C down. All right. All right. This stock, you know, this stock still looks weak, right? Look at all the pyramids. Pyramids, 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 pyramids. It's weak stock. Nothing but pyramids. Rally up, fall right back down. 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 All the pyramids, it's just not good. Okay. It's stuck in consolidation. It looks weak. You know, I don't know what to tell you on this one. It's doing the same thing this did, but right here. It's a weak stock. Has a bunch of pyramids on it. You might stay stuck in this consolidation zone here, you know, unless you don't get above 22.35 and hold. Moreover, the 22.65 and hold. You're going to be stuck in this sideways consolidation for a minute. Okay. 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 Palantir. Okay, had a bearish divergence. It's trying to break it. Okay, trying to break that bearish divergence right now. Okay. It has a bull flag on the daily. It has a long wick here. It has those wicks right here as well, but it still went up. But we could see that. Okay, it's holding that so far. Holding that area so far. So you don't want to get below that 37. Get below that 37, you're in trouble. Get below that 35, you're really in trouble. Okay, it could go to 147 still. Go to 147. Past that 150, possible. If we break that bearish divergence, but it's looking like it's getting a little tired up here, a little weaker up here, but it's still holding. So as long as it holds, it could keep going. But it is showing a little bit of tiredness there. So tiredness here. It popped, came back, held. So that's good. Well, it's good that it held. So 47 and then 50 if it keeps going. But you lose 37 or 35, no good. Okay. All right, BA. Okay, BA had that bad news about the flight crashing. Okay, was doing pretty good until the 218, and then just completely dropped off here. So let me double check this here. Okay. So this general area, 188 to 193, we don't want it below 188 or 187. We don't want it below that. Okay. So we want it above. We want it above and holding these areas. So we had that nice wick here. Okay, we couldn't follow through here. If we get back above 199, I feel like this is going to consolidate in this zone. It's going to consolidate in that zone. If we fall off, it's going to come into this zone, and that's it. We don't want it below 187. So it comes in this zone. It's going to be probably a quick buy and come back up. Okay, because if we fall back in this zone, we're not going to be up here and at all. Okay, and I think, overall, once all this stuff cools down and BA actually is getting its stuff together, that we could see higher up. But this had that drop. I still think we could drop to 187. It still could drop there for sure, but I don't want to see it below that. At least close. I don't want to see it close below that. Okay, and I think it would be a buying opportunity if we do get there. Of course, if you want to wait and see if it just got back above 193, that'd be better. But that's where I see it. That's where I see it going, in this zone right here. And then from there we set up to go up. But it's going to consolidate for a little while, either here or here. Okay. Okay. Tesla, huh? Tesla, it doesn't look bad. Everybody says it looks bad, but it doesn't look bad. It's just consolidating sideways. It has a bull flag, consolidating sideways. It had the ABC correction here. Then we have our wave 1, wave 2, waiting for our wave 3. We're steadily hanging out on the 50 RSI. Steadily hanging out on the 50 RSI. It's been consolidating for a week and a half, just going sideways. Does it look bad though? Not necessarily. It's holding above this consolidation zone. Okay, 120. Put in a bullish Harambe on it today. Okay, we would need a break and hold above 329 tomorrow to confirm that. And we got a break 335 or 334.20 and to go. And then what? But once this breaks, this 335.50. Okay, that's the level it needs to break. 335.50. Once it breaks that 335.50, it goes straight to 350, 360, 370, and more. Okay, so does it look horrible? Does it look like it's in takeoff? No, does it? You know, it's not as strong as this one, but this one consolidated for what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So a couple weeks, 2 weeks, and then it rallied here, and then it popped off and dropped. Okay. Does it look horrible? No. We need to get past that 20 SMA. Get past that 20 SMA right at 330, and we could have ourselves a nice push. Okay. If it drops off, it comes back down to 300, 301, 302. I think it holds there. Okay. If not, it comes back to 290. That's going to be a harsh one. But it cannot break 282. It just can't. It can't break that. It could come back here. But it can't break. It can't break this low. Okay. So 301, 391, the worst. But otherwise, it's still in a bull flag. Still looks fine. On the daily. On the 4 hour. On the 4 hours, still looks okay as well. It's just going up and down, up and down. Okay. Holding up. RSI is above 50 on the 4 hour as well. Okay. Not the best looking bull flag, but some kind of bull flag on the 1 hour. And it's above the 50 on the 1 hour. Okay. We can't say that about a lot of stocks that we've been looking at. All the RSIs are below 50. Okay, these ones are above. Holding above support. Doesn't look bad. Okay. Even though it sucks, price action wise, when it consolidates, it doesn't look so bad. Okay, overall, doesn't look so bad. All right. Okay. All right. SMCI. SMCI had a pop today, but it fizzled. Okay. I kind of figured it was going to fizzle. I didn't think it was going to do what Coin did today and run like it did. Even though it initially had the same pop that Coin had, I didn't really think it was going to run. It does have a nice squeeze on the daily. RSI looks good. All that looks good. Okay, we had a rising wedge. It fell out of it, held, and then came back. It has a problem with 44.70. Okay, it has a problem with that. So, let's see. It still looks fine. 4 hour, bull flag, still there. Okay, it popped, and then it popped again, and then it came back down. But it's holding. It's holding this little bull flag right here. Holding that bull flag. So, if it continues to hold that, it could have some room. Could have some room to push off. Okay, bull flag. I don't like how big this rejection candle is, but if we can still maintain above 44.30 and we get back above 44.71, this one could set up for a push. It really can. So, even though it rejected today, of tomorrow it gets back over, it can start trickling up. It could start trickling up on that one. If not, it's gonna come back down towards that 20 SMA again. But this one looks like it wants to go. It does. It looks like it wants to go. Okay. Okay. All right, XOM and oil in general. Well, oil has been ripping on all this bad news on Iran and the war and stuff, and it's just been ripping on that. So I gotta say, as long as that's in the news and there's no foreseeable end and all that, then this is gonna keep going. Okay, big volume, rally on up. Okay, hit big area 115. Okay, got past the 200 SMA. It's holding this area here. As long as this holds still above, this thing could keep going. Keep going, and remember, there's a gap fill right here. This gap fill at 117. 117.80. So this one could keep going all the way there. So this one is along all the way there, and if that happens, it's going to be like a little cup. It's going to be a little cup there. Okay, on that. A little cup. Squeeze still there. Our side, it looks good. This could be the reason it just decides to break out. Okay. All that. So, still bullish on that. Looks good. Looks good. Straight up. Uptrend still. Okay, hit the beginning of the gap. We hit the beginning of the gap, maybe consolidates a little bit, and then pops it and gets the gap. Or we could just pop it now and get the gap. But looks good overall, and oil looks good overall as well. Okay. All right. SLV. Wow. Silver. We were in silver all this consolidation, and then it ran hard right here, huh? Well, we could see there's a divergence here. Okay, divergence there. All right, so we had a pop up, then we had a sell off. Not the best. Okay, that could be a top for a little while. So unless this comes back up tomorrow, then if it comes back down here, this means that this is tired right here and it's exhausted for now. And you're either gonna consolidate in this general area right here, unless you pop up again, and then it could keep going. Otherwise, you're gonna consolidate in this general area. All right, COPX. It has a cup, and it's building a handle. It's consolidating. It's going to be consolidating for a minute. It could pull back a little bit. It could just stay in this consolidation here. But it looks like it's going to consolidate for a little while, maybe like another week or two, before it's going to make its decision to break up or break down. But it looks good overall. But you can see the RSI dwindling now, right now, which is fine. Okay, but that's how you know you're gonna be going sideways for a little bit. RSI is dwindling down. It's probably trying to reset so that it actually could have some strength to go. So that's not a bad thing. but right now you're just gonna go sideways, unless there's some crazy news that's gonna make it pop. But for now, sideways. But does it look good? Yeah, it looks good. It looks great. Looks great for longs. But we just gotta realize that throughout its history, it's had trouble at this area. Okay, and if we do pop, it's had trouble at this area as well. But overall, it does look great. But it either goes sideways or it does pull back some. Maybe hit the 200 SMA and then come back up. All right, URA. All right. So this one, I just don't like this candle. You know, you have one more day that this candle changes, but if this candle doesn't change and you continue to go sideways here, I'd be worried that next week it drops back down. So I'd be very, very cautious here, because if next week it drops back down, that means it's gonna tank, because that would be a shooting star candle on the weekly. Okay, so on Friday this one has to go. It has to push higher, and even if it does push higher, you still have to worry about next week. But if it sells off and comes back to this gap, it's probably better overall, so that it could continue on going higher. So I think it's not going to do anything. Honestly, I think maybe it's down a little bit, but then it's going to come back up. I think it's just going to doji out, and then you're going to have to worry about it next week, see what it does. And, you know, that's what we have, a bearish divergence here for sure. We have a bearish divergence there on the daily. Okay. We have a bearish divergence on the 4 hour. Big one there. Okay. So I would be cautious on this. Be very cautious. If you got good profits on it, take it. If you want to play it, I would wait for next week. I would wait. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, Hims. You know, I said it before. You're gonna be consolidating here for a while. For a while. If you want to be long it for like a leap out or something, that's great. It's fine. But otherwise, you're gonna be consolidating here for a while. For a while. You know, just like we had a big run up here, and then we dropped and we consolidated here for a long while. Then we had another run up here. And now we're going to consolidate here for a long while. Okay, we got a nice squeeze. Everything's nice. But just like when I said here, if you want to be long it, be long it. Same thing here. If you want to be long it, be long it. Don't try to play short-term trades. Be longer-term trades. If you listen to me here and got in long-term trades, you did well. Here, you want to get in and you think you believe in the company and you think it's going to change a lot of things, which it's already doing, then be long it. Don't try to, unless you want to scalp it, sell it at the top, buy it at the bottom. But it's going to maintain typically right in the middle area. Okay. let's see. Here, Reddit. Okay. We're above that 100 SMA. Slightly above that 139. If we hold above that, goes to 140, 149.65. And you probably have a little bit more trouble there than you have here. At 149.65 has trouble, and that 160 area has trouble. Okay. So that 150 and 160 area are the trouble spots. So you could go higher, but I'd be cautious at those areas. If you see, rejections areas, I would take those profits, because that's where all this resistance is. That 149, 160 area. But you got some room on there. All right. FSLR had a big drop over news. You don't get this big drop without news. Okay, news, whether that be from the CEO or some or political thing or financial thing, big drop. Okay, and what happens when you get a big drop or you get a big pop? Consolidation. So don't expect this to pop right back up. I would say go sideways for a little while. Go sideways, and it doesn't do much. So I think it's dead money for now, unless it gets some other news that counteracts that other news and it pops back up. But you're not going to foresee that, unless you're digging into some Congress bills that is going to completely change this solar that hurt it. All right. AMD already did. Okay, Pepsi. Okay, so Pepsi has a bullish divergence here. Okay. Bullish divergence, but it rejected the 50. Okay, and it's trying to break that divergence now, which is not the greatest. Okay. Big squeeze on it. Now, I got into Pepsi today because this area here looks like a good area on the low side to get long. Okay, if we go to a weekly, we see that we lost the channel and we're holding on to this last support. Okay, if we go to the monthly, we can see that we have tons of support right here, and that we're barely touching that right now. Now, can Pepsi still fall off and tank to the 100 or the 200 SMA? Most definitely it can. It definitely can. But right now, the RSI on the monthly is at 28, which is pretty low. Stochastics is in a turnaround mode. Okay. We got the weekly showing a bullish divergence. Okay, we're holding on to that support area. And I think overall, this is just consolidating, really. It's consolidating. I know it's below all of its moving averages. It's not looking great. But I think that this general area is consolidation. And I think we're on the lower end right now. So if we pop back up to 130, 131, 132, that's a win for me. So I think this is just general consolidation. I don't think it's going to drop off yet. I think it pops back up. I think that RSI comes back up as well. And I think that it's a good opportunity right here. Now, if it loses today's low of 128.50, then yeah, probably get out of there. And most likely, definitely get out at 127.75 for sure. For sure. If it breaks that low, that's it. Possible 111 coming. But overall, I think right now, good opportunity at these levels. If this is consolidation, pop it back up to 132, 131. Why not? Okay. UNH. UNH. Okay. What do we have? A huge drop, right? What do we think about huge drops and huge pops? Consolidation. Sideways. So sideways consolidation. Not doing much. Got over its 20 SMA, that's good. But it's just stuck at that 304 area. Okay. If you want to play anything against that 304, sure. This could probably pop up, consolidate somewhere around here, 310, 312 area. But as far as it taking off and start moving back up towards this gap fill area, I don't think it's there yet. I don't think it's there yet. This pop up here is probably people trying to get that dividend. Okay, they got that dividend. And then yeah, fizzled out. So here's the consolidation. That's a consolidation zone, and this is the mid. So you're at the upper end of the consolidation. If you think it's any hold that, the 20 SMA and that, you can still pop it up to, 315, 317. Okay, you lose that though, you're coming back down to 290. What's that? 291. So that this is your box. This is your box. Okay. That's your box. You're in the upper end of the box, but you're still in the box. So I wouldn't be long enough until it's above 320 or below 290. All right. Okay, target. All right, target. Target. Oof. Target is at a area of support here as long term. Wow, what the rise and fall of target. Wow. Crazy. Okay. Has a nice squeeze. It's struggling to maintain above that 50 on the RSI. Struggling to maintain above the 50 and 20 SMA on the daily chart. Okay, so this one looks like another consolidation zone. And that midline there. Yeah, here's your box. This is your box. Okay. You're kind of in the same spot that UNH is. So, got your lower end box, you got your upper end box. You hit the upper end, and then now you're right now smack in the middle. So, I wouldn't be long this until it's above 102. So you're gonna be playing this. So you can play, if you want to play tops and bottoms, you do that. Otherwise, this one's stuck. stuck in that consolidation. I'm not saying it's a good opportunity at 89.90, but if you want to be long this, and you got to be long it, maybe like a leap or something. Otherwise, you could be chopped up to death. Because, we've been chopped up in the market for 2 weeks. This thing here has been chopped up for months. That's a long time. Those long, say you got some long calls at 95 here for 110, 120. By the time you're over here, still at 95, months later, you're hurting. Okay, that's why the leaps are gonna give you more time. Anything else, it's gonna chop you up. It's gonna chop you up. All right. Okay. FTNT. Okay, Fortinet. All right. Let's see here. You're choosing a lot of choppy stocks, huh? A lot of choppy stocks. So, good and bad news. Okay, it got a weekly bull flag, but when the bull flag is extremely long, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. And this daily stuck in this chop between 100 and 105, and that's been for quite a few weeks, 3-4 weeks. And I would say above 106, I would probably entertain a long. Below 100 or even 99, I would entertain a short. But it doesn't look that strong. It's barely trying to hold on to that 50. Squeeze is pointing down. It looks like, it looks like it likes to do this too. Looks like it likes to chop around for a very long time. Very long time. A very long time. So this is a chopper. So sorry, but these are choppers. Choppers. Okay. Okay. BBAI. This looks like a penny stock action. Okay. At least short term. Okay. The positive things I see is our size holding that 50 very well. We've got a squeeze setting up. Stochastics looks fine. You're above most of your moving averages except your 100 SMA. That is, it seems like this is a big resistance level for you guys or for this company. Right here at 422. You're steadily making higher highs and higher lows. That's good. But this thing is still gonna chop for until the end of the month. Probably. It's not gonna make a move until probably next month. So it's gonna steadily probably chop up, but you're not gonna make a real move till towards the end of the month or next month. And and this resistance correlates with that resistance there. So you probably could have a move, but it's gonna be a little bit. Okay. All right. Okay, Meta. Meta here. Meta, we see the RSI steadily going lower. Okay, we dropped, then popped, came back up. Now going sideways, consolidating. We need to lose that 290 to drop it back down to 272, 270 area. We can see the RSI continuing to go down, showing weak strength. Okay, we have resistance here, 703. Can't get past that, but it's been holding that 695. We need to really lose that 290 area, and then this could come back down to 676 and 670. We already had a run up here. Okay, if this is if this is a wave down, then this is a wave up. We're waiting for that last wave down, and that could go when the market goes. But it's been fighting it, that's for sure. Been fighting it. Dropped here, popped there on some news. Okay, had a dividend as well on that same news day, and now it's just been kind of dwindling. This is a bearish engulfing that kind of took that off. Indecision candle, bearish engulfing. It typically it's telling you it's gonna drop, but of course, market's been sideways. We're this thing doesn't want to move until the market moves. Right now, everything's kind of a market trade. Kinda, not everything, but most things are market trade, waiting for that market to either give or go. Okay. Okay. All right, PayPal. All right, PayPal lost its footing here, lost its moving averages, and it's holding that 50. Okay, I think that this is a problem, right? That's a big problem. If PayPal can't get back above 69, then I think this is coming back, and it's just gonna drop off. It needs to get back over that 69. Or else it's going to 65. But if it could get back above that 69 and maintain in this zone right here, maintaining this zone, has the opportunity to get back inside and then come back up and there. But I think it will, but I think that it's any chop around. I don't think you're going to get any real hard rally up or anything. Looks like it will chop around in there. All right. Okay, LB. Okay. All right, Rocket Lab. Looks like RSI 50 holding well, squeeze forming, Stochastics coming up over the 20 SMA. Okay, hit that 28 resistance area. It looks good so far, though. It's holding that 25.56. Some volume coming in. Nice curl up on the RSI. You're just having big problems here. Big problems at 30. So that 30 area, you're just having problems with. So you could get back over to 30, but can it get past that 30? That's the issue. It's gonna need something to push that 30 area. Otherwise, you're gonna be stuck between 25 and 30. 25 and 30. You might get past 30 a little bit, but can you close over it? You need to close over 30, and then that's in a signal that you're gonna start moving. So overall, you have a big giant cup and handle. But again, you could hold that 25.50 all day, but can you get past 30? 30 is the. So this one looks like it's going to go back towards 30. Should go back towards 30. Let's see, how long is the SPY put? Well, I have July 18th. So I think we should have a move before then. So that's a month out exactly from today. So I think that you're going to get the move in before that. I think the move is next week, if it ain't Friday. So, but you buy whatever you're comfortable with. But you always want to buy time, especially when you're in a choppy market. All right, let's see here. All right. Bitcoin has been chopping around. Been chopping around this area here. Been chopping around this area here. Okay. It has a squeeze firing down. Has the RSI right at 50. So this is iffy land because there's a bull flag on there. Okay, there's a bull flag, but it's on iffy terms. It's below the 20 SMA. Okay, we're still holding that 103 area. Okay, if that could maintain above there, then this could wash this out and go higher. But if not, we're gonna come back down in this. And the market, typically follows Bitcoin and the vice versa. So keep that in mind. Okay. Uber. Okay, Uber looking like we'll hit that target there area. Okay, dropping. So this looks like Frankenstein. It's an indecision candle, 20 SMA on the top, the 50 SMA on the bottom. So 50 SMA is holding, 20 SMA is rejecting. Okay. RSI is below 50 and rejecting. Don't like that at all. That's not good. Don't like that to see that. But this is consolidation zone here, and you can see that from here and here. So 82 and 86 consolidation area. All right, indecision candle. So tomorrow, whatever it does, it's gonna do. So if it drops off, Friday. If it drops off Friday, you're gonna revisit that 100 SMA at 78. At 78, you're gonna revisit that, and if you if not, you're gonna chop around. If you get back above 86, then maybe you're just gonna come in here. But most likely, it looks like it's probably going down. Yeah, and you got a descending triangle right there as well, and you're getting close to the end. So looking at everything, it looks like this wants to come back down to 70, 78. So that's what Uber looks like right there. Especially because it couldn't hold that 8650. That 8650 is important because it's that previous high. Can't hold above that. It's gonna come back down. But you don't want it below 78 because then that's in this consolidation. So tap that 78 and then come right back. That's what you want. Okay. WDC. All right. This one here. Nice strong trend, huh? Western Digital. Okay. Nice strong trend on there. Okay, it's giving hints of tiredness, but you know, RSI still saying it could go higher. Stochastics looks fine. Okay, DMI says it's tired, but you know, don't fight the trend. You know, you're seeing some tiredness here, for sure. Some tiredness here, so I would just be cautious. If you can't get through this area, then you know it's topped out. Okay, let's see lower time frames. Lower time frame has little divergences on it. Not too bad though. This one I say, don't fight the trend. But if you lose this 57.88, if you lose that, yeah, 57.88, then you're in trouble because you're probably coming back down here to 55. Otherwise, don't fight the trend, let it run up. But if this can't get past this area where it's tired, it's going to end up losing this 57.88, and then that's going to be a problem. You're going to go back down here to 54.50. All right, DE. DE cannot get past that 525. So that's a problem. Okay, so if we can't get past that 525, then you know, it's gonna come back down here. Has a squeeze on it, looks good. RSI looks good. Everything looks good except this big giant rejection. If that doesn't jump above 525 tomorrow and go higher, that big rejection is telling you that it's gonna go back down here, and it's gonna chop around in these two areas right there. So DE, it did well today, and then it sold off. So if it doesn't hold that 525 and come back up, then it's going to come back down to 522 and then 515. But if it can't hold that 525, which it looks like it might, then it needs to come back up above 526, hold it, and come back to that 528. 528 is going to be a big one. And then you could actually do something with it. Otherwise, below 525, no good. Okay. Okay, LMT. LMT consolidating, chopping around in this chop zone that has been in for quite a long time. Squeeze forming, but RSI really doesn't know the direction it wants to go. This is really bad chop. really bad chop. It's choppy. You know, and these are choppy. These tend to be very choppy. They need to get on some really good news. But it looks like the war news isn't as good as it should be, right? So it should really take off, but it's not. But maybe if they start sending, U.S. missiles, then maybe it starts to make a move. But right now it's sideways consolidation. Doesn't look like anything's favored right now. It's dead smack in the middle with the RSI, dead smack in the middle of the consolidation line. Stochastics don't look that great. The squeeze is basically neutral. It's basically neutral right there. It's right in the middle of the 50 and 20 SMA. So I wish I had better news on that one. All right. All right, this one's forming an ascending triangle here. Okay, it looks nice. It needs to just get over that 200 SMA. I already broke the downtrend here. Okay, it's forming an ascending triangle. Okay, and this is going to be bullish. So if it breaks out of there, $1.15 happens. $1.76 happens, or $1.51 happens. $1.76 happens. It needs to break that 200 SMA though, at 135. Break out of there, could run there and possibly there. But run to 150 for sure. All right. If it doesn't, it comes back to $1. If it can't get past that 200 SMA. Okay. All right. Coin, big rally up, squeeze fired today. RSI bounce off that 50 going up, huge volume. Okay. Now here's the question though. Okay. So we broke out of this 275 breakout. That was a big breakout. All right. Now the bigger breakout is 300. 360. If we break that, we go past that, we get to 332, 360. Okay. That's very strong today. Now, if we can't get past that 300 area, we're flopping. We're flopping and we're coming down. But I don't think so. We have huge volume. Looks good. Squeeze firing and everything. But we're going to have to see that follow through on Friday. If we could get that follow through Friday, that'd be great. It'd be awesome. Then we'll be going at 320, 330. If not, then 300 was it. And that's it. We got to what, 299 today? 299.32. That's what we got to. Okay. So everything looks good though. RSI solid, squeeze solid, stochastic solid, volume solid, breakout solid. Okay. Now we just need to get through this. If we could get through that, then this one could be a big runner. It could be a big payday. All right. All right, guys. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you guys next week.